everybody, welcome to the 𝐂𝐸 Way. I'm Jessica. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite planning and prepping resources. Now, before I get into sharing what my favorite resources are, I want to preface this video by saying that I'm sharing my favorite resources because I have been planning and prepping for our homeschool for years, but I have done zero planning or prepping for the upcoming homeschool year. At the time of filming this video, it is July 20th. We start back school September 1st, and I've done nothing. I've bought 2 things and that's it. No supplies, no planning, zero. Because we are still soaking up summer. I am still very much soaking up summer and enjoying every bit of it. Emily's going into 8th grade. Well, that means we're at the end of middle school. High school's right around the corner. I am not trying to rush. I'm just trying to enjoy everything, which means we are soaking up every minute that summer has to offer us. But I know that a lot of you guys are probably already even planned and prepped, or you're getting ready to plan, or you're getting ready to at least prep your resources. So I wanted to kind of share some of my favorite tried and true things, the things that I turn to over and over and over when it comes to planning and prepping in our homeschool. The first thing is, I can't pick it up because it's kind of big, is HP Instant Ink. I know everybody swears by the Epson printers, and maybe they are fantastic. I've never used one. But when you live as far out as we live and the nearest store is 45 minutes to an hour away, having ink delivered to your house is it's just so much easier. I don't have to think about it. The ink just shows up. I absolutely love it. So we have 3 printers in our home. Every one of them is an HP printer, and they're all on the HP Instant Ink program, so that ink just keeps coming. Some of the things that I love about that program is that you can change, you basically pay per month based off of your page count, and you set that up. So for example, Kevin's printer that he uses and Emily's printer that she uses both have a pretty low page count. I think we pay for 100 to 200 pages a month. My printer has a much larger page count, 700, but you can change it per month. So for example, going into next month in August, I will change all of our printers to the maximum page allowance, which I think is 1,400 pages, because I know that I'm going to be printing like crazy prepping for our new homeschool year. And then after that's done, I'll take them all back down to a lower page count, which means we pay less. And it just works. Like I said, the ink just shows up, so it's fantastic. A few of the other things that I cannot live without when it comes to planning and prepping are our homeschool planners. This is 2 years ago. This is last year's. I basically create my own planner. I have what I use available in the 𝐂𝐸 Way shop. There's 4 different kind of themed options. They all include all of the same pages. I like something simple. So in my planner, I typically have a homeschool log, where I can log what we're doing, kind of a resource log. But the page that I use the most frequently is this weekly lesson plan page. And I just kind of fill out what I would like to see us get done 4 days a week. I don't even say what day it is. I don't say on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm this is 4 days. This is what I want to get done. I also create pages like this for whatever curriculum we're going to be using, if we're going to be using a curriculum, so that I could just highlight as we get ready to do the lessons. And then that's kind of my overview for the year. That's it. I don't have anything crazy. I have an overview for the year if we're doing curriculum, and other than that, I kind of plan as we go. I do keep, I may not have a filled out one in here, let's see, a unit study pages. Here's actually a blank one. And this is how I plan our unit studies. So I can put the books that we're going to be reading, the shows we're going to be watching, the games we're going to be playing, and the experiences we're going to be doing. This is probably my favorite page because I can plan, which means I can idea dump every idea that I have for our unit study. And then I use those check boxes off to the side to check off when we've done them. So it becomes planning and a to-do list kind of all in the same. Absolutely love it. It's simple, but it works. I also can never plan without our Ultimate Guide to Learning. This has become a staple in the last, I think maybe 4 or 5 years. It started out as just the skills checklist, which is basically math and language arts concepts that each grade level should master. But now it is so much more. So for each grade level, there's a book list, there's a game list, there's concepts for math, there's concepts for language arts. It is probably the thing that I like base our entire homeschool year on, because I will sit down with this. I will look at what books are listed for 8th grade, which is what we're going to be going into, what games are listed for 8th grade, what do I own, should I add any of those? So it kind of becomes like my shopping list, my suggested list. And then, like I said, those concepts for language arts and math are in it. So I'll look at those and say, you know, what have we mastered? What do we need to work towards? It's just like, seriously, it's the resource I wish we had had from day one. And I'm so, so glad that I took the time to create it, because present me thanks past me each and every year. Like, seriously, I'm always like, I'm so glad I did that. I could never plan without my favorite pens, which happen to be the Friction Fine Liners. These are erasable. They're considered erasable markers. I used to love their ballpoint pens, but when they came out with these, I switched over and I'm like obsessed. They write very similar to like the Flair pens, and I love that so much more than a ballpoint pen. So this is what I use. I only needed to refill our basic colors this year, but typically I would normally buy like the 20 pack or whatever, 18 pack, but we have all of those colors. These are the ones that I've used, you know, over and over and over, and we needed to refresh them. Love them. And then I also really, really like to be able to highlight, like I said. So the Zebra Mild Liners are my favorite highlighters. I don't really love fluorescent colors. I don't love big giant highlighters either. These are mild colors. They look beautiful on the page, and they're just the same size as the pen, so it doesn't feel like big and awkward in your hands. I just seriously, like, I can't live without these. I pretty much buy them each and every school year. Favorites. That is the majority of what I need for planning, for the most part. Oh, except my Post-it tabs. You guys, I use these for everything. They're how I mark my planner. They're how I tab a book for how I know, like, this is what we're going to do next. They're my bookmarks. They're my unit study planning. I use them for everything. Sometimes I color coordinate things. Like, okay, for example, you know, yellow is like, I don't know at the moment, but I may use yellow for a certain thing, or other times I just use whatever's on hand. I probably buy 5 or 6 pack of these every single year because I use them for everything. Like, for school, for work, for personal, they're everywhere. Like, literally, I have one of these in every single room. Okay, now that is the majority of the planning things. I do have a few prepping things that I wanted to share because they really kind of go along with planning and then prepping, since that's kind of what we're doing in this season of life. The first thing is my laminator. This is the Scotch laminator. I had the original Scotch laminator for probably 7 years. I just bought this one, I think 1.5 to 2 years ago. I will never own anything but a Scotch laminator, not because there's anything wrong with any of the others, but the one lasted me so long, and you guys, I laminate a lot. So I immediately bought another one, and I love it. This one will probably last me until we're done homeschooling, honestly. My proclick binding machine. I know this is not everybody's favorite. I've used other binding machines. This will win for me, hands down, always. It's simple. It's literally like a hole punch. You just put the paper in, and it puts the holes in for you. The winner and the kicker for me is that the proclick binding is almost like a 3-ring binder, and it opens back up. So I can reopen this coil, add pages, take pages out, and then close it back. And the coils have lasted me forever. Like, I bought a box of 45 capacity, 85 capacity, and 110 capacity. That's how many pages you can put in the binding. And I've never had to buy another box, because when we get done with something, I take the coil off, I use it again. Like, I just bought a box of all of them, and I've never in all of these years had to buy another box. I will say, because somebody's going to ask, anytime I have anything that's over 100 pages or 200 pages, because you can always print front and back if it's 100 pages, I will bind it in sections. Like, I will bind, you know, part 1 and part 2, or I'll bind what we need for maybe one semester, and then I'll wait until the next semester. That's what I do, because I love the ability to be able to open and close the things. Emily's a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist. It just makes our life easy knowing that, like, it's not finalized, right? I can open them, I can take that page out, print another one, put one in. Like, it takes me seconds. Also, this Fiskars cutting machine. I love this. I get mine They have them on Amazon, but I think I would normally pick mine up from Michael's when we're there. And this is the one I bought when we first started homeschooling because I can just buy new little orange blades every time I need them. This cuts cardstock. It cuts laminated cardstock. There's like little grid lines on it to make it easier to line everything up. So it is my best friend when it comes to cutting because I cannot cut a straight line to save my life. And then the last thing I have are these mesh bags. I think these are 9 by 12, a printed laminated, like a printed piece of cardstock that's been laminated will still fit inside these. They are really, really durable. They have zipper closures. They come in all kinds of different colors. I use these to store any like loose pieces from our unit study. So any 𝐂𝐷𝐿 unit study comes with a lot of games, like a lot of printable games. This is normally how I store them. So typically on my shelf, there will be, for example, the bound part of the unit study, and then like all of the games will be in this, and they just kind of are stored on the shelf together. It makes my life so much easier because then I know I just need 2 pieces. And then they sit in this for as long as we need them. I don't ever really throw those game pieces away because once I've cut them and laminated them, I have zero desire to ever do it again. And like I said, they come in a lot of colors. So for example, Weather and Ocean are both stored in blue ones because that's what color that is. Our Human Body is in a red one because that's the color of that cover. So it just makes it easy. Like I kind of have them somewhat color coordinated. So it's like, okay, I just need these 2 things and we can go back to this unit again, because that's something that we do frequently in our homeschool is revisit a unit, especially as Emily gets older, and we can dive even deeper into it. I would absolutely love it if you would let me know down in the comments, what are your favorite like must-have, can't live without planning and prepping resources when it comes to homeschooling.